Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
A school safety officer who was not sworn in as a police officer is on paid administrative leave for shooting an 18-year-old woman who is now in critical condition after getting shot by the officer in the head. So here we go again. We have a non-sworn in officer this time that was not sworn in, but now he decides to take the law into his own hands and shoot someone in the head from a previous altercation. So let's get into this. Let's get deep into this, and I'm going to tell you how I feel about this situation on The Shit Show.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
What's up, everybody? This is your host with the most, Bane Allen, and today is a very disturbing day. A woman 18 shot by a school safety officer in Long Beach is not expected to survive. Crazy. Mona Rodriguez was in the front passenger seat of a sedan Monday afternoon in a parking lot near Milliken High School when she was shot by the school safety officer. The officer responded to an off-campus parking lot after witnessing a fight in the street involving Rodriguez and others. Video shows the officer approached the passenger side of the Infiniti sedan as it sped away. A bullet hole was seen in the car's passenger side rear window. And see, that's where he fired that shot. But when I'm looking at the video, you can clearly see that he fired two shots. Okay? Family members and Rodriguez's boyfriend, the father of her 5-month-old baby. You understand? 5-month-old baby. And listening to her grandmother talk, she was supposed to be going to the store to go buy the baby shoes, but somehow she ended up getting to this altercation with this 15-year-old girl, and they started fighting. And then there was I think a 20-year-old guy. He was fighting with the 16-year-old guy. So we don't know what happened. I mean, words could have been exchanged. It could have been gang activity. Ain't no telling what was going on in that situation. But at the end of the day, she still shouldn't have lost her life. Altercation or not. Altercations happen all the time. Fights happen all the time. She still shouldn't have lost her life, okay? It don't make sense. And coming from her boyfriend, Raphael Chowdhury, he says, "I want justice for my girl." Rightfully so. My baby mama, the love of my life. That's sad. Because, looking at him, you can see that he was really hurt. He was really devastated by what happened to the mother of his child, his girlfriend. And they were a couple, and they were together. A young couple at that. It's sad because now he's going to be a single parent, and he's going to basically raise that child alone. Probably going to have help with family members are probably going to pitch in and help, but it's nothing like a child at that age having their mother. It's going to be a lot of long nights for a lot of people, because that child is going to miss her mother, even though she doesn't know her mother from a mental standpoint, but she knows who her mother is when she sees her mother, because she knows that's the woman that takes care of her every day, was feeding her every day, changing her diaper every day, putting her to sleep every night. It's going to be hard for that 5-month-old child. And even though they got this school safety officer on paid administrative leave, they need to do a real thorough investigation on this guy. Because when he walked up to the car sped off, and he just immediately fired 2 shots into the car. It wasn't like his life was in danger. He was in no danger. The car sped off, so be it. But if they're fleeing the scene, it's obvious that they were no longer a threat to this man. And you can hear one of the witnesses saying that the officer had a temper and he was very upset. So apparently they exchanged words, and maybe Miss Rodriguez probably said something to this school safety officer that made him upset, to make him pull out his weapon and shoot twice. But that's still not worth him pulling his service weapon on her. He's not the police. He's not law enforcement. He is hired by the Long Beach, Unified School District. And his job basically is to only protect staff and students on campus. Once again, his job is to protect staff and students on campus. But he's riding around campus, he sees an altercation, and then he wants to play police officer. And he wants to immediately pull out his service weapon and fire 2 shots in that car, striking that young woman in her head, making her brain dead. And I hope the district attorney decides that they want to press charges on this guy. This safety officer needs to be arrested immediately. He needs to be taken off the streets. He should never, ever work again, especially if he has to hold a concealed weapon. Because it's obvious a grown man like him cannot control, or could not control, his emotions to where he had to pull his gun and shoot into that car. There's no way, man. Also in the article it says Long Beach Police and Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office are both investigating the shooting. The school safety officer who fired the 2 shots has been placed on paid leave. And they always paying these guys. They go out here and they make these mistakes. They go out here and they hurt people. They go out here and they do bodily harm to people. They beat people, murder people, and do all these crazy ballistic things to people. And they get to go home with paid leave. Crazy. I think the best way to stop these guys from doing this is to take their money away. If they took these guys' pay away, a lot of these guys wouldn't be going out here shooting people. Because everybody's always quick to pull a gun. It don't matter if it was this safety officer or a regular Joe on the streets. Everybody always wants to pull a gun first, shoot first, ask questions last. And that's basically what happened in this situation. There is no way in the world that his report can justify the murder that he committed. And I hope the family sues the Long Beach Schools Unified School District. And I hope that they also file a civil lawsuit against this jackass, because he needs to go down. He needs them braces on him. He ain't no different than one of these gang members out here on the streets that pulls out his gun and start busting on his enemy. This guy is no different. Seriously, no different. You know what I'm saying? Witnesses were saying that the school safety officer approached a group of individuals to investigate an altercation. And during the course of the investigation, the school safety officer discharged his duty weapon and the individual was struck by gunfire. Okay, now if you let them go and they drove off without you firing your weapon, you got a radio on you. How come you couldn't call the car in and say it's a gray Infinity heading southbound on Palo Verde, license plate number is such and such, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-wop? No, he didn't do that. When the car spud off and the car just bumped him, he pulled out his gun and he shot. That still don't mean your life was in danger. I could see if he was in front of the car and the person driving the car punched the gas and he was right there in front of the car and he had to shoot to save his life. I can see that. But to be on the passenger side of the car and the car speeds off and it just bumps you and you pull your gun and shoot two times, that's murder, bro. That's murder. So we'll see what happens with this case. I'm gonna follow up on this case and we're gonna see what's gonna happen with this case, you know, because according to the police, the unidentified school safety officer was driving in the area and he observed the woman and the 15-year-old girl in an altercation, and the 20-year-old man and the 16-year-old boy in a dispute. A fight. Somebody lost their life because of the fight. It wasn't the people that were fighting. It was the person that decided to investigate the fight that ended up doing the killing for no reason. So like I said, man, we'll see what goes on with this story, and I'm going to follow this story, and I'm going to stay to this story. I want to stay glued to this story because I want to definitely see the outcome, and I will definitely report this again and keep everybody in loom. And I want to congratulate myself because I now have 100 subscribers. I'm moving up. They creeping up slowly but surely. But this is your host with the most, Bane Allen, and good night and peace.
Thank you and good night.